intrigued you about the idea of doing kind of a 3D concert film with a difference, a twist?
We've always kind of wanted to do a big sort of concert film, but we knew that we had to, put some different elements in there. Morphing a narrative in there, creating this weird hybrid seemed really appealing, especially because what worked so well in Some Kind of Monster was that there really was this kind of dramatic art to it, this organic dramatic art. This movie, Through the Never, is really sort of just, it's a story, I call it like, it's a narrative that's anchored by a concert, but we really didn't know exactly what that should be, other than that we had this bigger vision, and so when we met Nimrod and I got a chance to explain sort of the concept, then he went away and dreamt up the character of Trip and dreamt up the sort of the whole setting of the narrative.
Can you tell me how you actually shot it? I mean, in terms of the concert footage, Vancouver, I think, was one of them. How did you approach it?
Well, there was always a thought of one influencing the other, and we knew that the only way it would work is if there was that bond between them. So the concert itself was a relatively straightforward shoot, as far as I wanted to make sure that I was capturing them and capturing the power and the energy that they bring. And the narrative was approached much like a classic, feature narrative would be approached, with 30, 40 setups a day. It was a relatively aggressive schedule, but it was a lot of fun.
Obviously we knew that once we decided that Nimrod was our partner, we were open. I write the set lists, I sequence the set lists, and I take that very, very seriously. There was once or twice where I was a little taken aback by sort of like, whoa, there was, songs that were moved around and stuff like that, and it's just sort of like, I'm not used to anybody doing that. It's kind of my domain, but it's sort of like, once I get over that type of stuff, obviously the battle cry obviously was what's best for the film, what's best for the film, what's best for the film. There were times where we had different outlooks on this, and I think in any creative endeavor, that's healthy.
Did you also see this as a chance to give the fans who've been with you for so many years something different?
Well, that was obviously one of the main reasons for doing the film, but not just the fans. Give the fans something different, give us something different. So in order for the fans to continue to be at the receiving end of what we call the Metallica purity, we have to feel it. And so, if we were locked in a steady kind of, cycle of, record tour, we need all these other outlets to fuel Metallica, to keep us alive and keep us interested.
We're four individuals that are just stimulated by taking on these creative ventures, whether it be an album or a movie or whatever. We all kind of have an awareness that Metallica is our place to express ourselves creatively, and it's a very open, free space that Metallica is in right now. So it's very essential for us to be able to use the band as a creative output for us as individuals. And we're not done doing that. We're totally not done yet. We're just going into middle age right now, and we're all seemingly healthy and somewhat together, and have a firm vision for moving forward in the next few years. So we're just not done. We're just not done yet. That's why we're still around. We're not done yet.
Plenty more to come.
There's plenty more ideas to fish out and throw at people.
And I hope more trips to South Africa.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Can you just share with me maybe one really endearing memory you have from your time there?
Well, him and I, whenever we go to certain places, we hook up with surfers who know the area and know the places to surf. And our one friend, John, he took us to this one place, and it was weird. First we had to walk about a quarter mile, and then right when we got to the water, we saw a gravestone. And
Dead surfer.
Yeah, and all this fog, and we said to him, where's the place that we're going to surf? And he just pointed out into the fog and said, it's right out there. Do we have to jump off on these rocks? Just wait till the waves aren't crashing and jump off and swim out. And as we're swimming out, there was all this weird seaweed
Or
in the
these
water.
kelp heads that look like bodies, like torsos.
Yeah, and
When the water would subside, remember the all of a sudden that torso would appear.
yeah, they'd come up out of the water and then go back
And
down.
then go back down, and it was really eerie because you're paddling, and there's one. Hey, what's going on? You know.
And you couldn't see the waves coming till like about 10 or 12 feet away from you, so you had to turn around and paddle.
And it's
real
also
fast.
sharky there.
It's
so.
very sharky. So it was like surfing in Mordor. But we loved it because it was a unique experience,
It
and
was.
that's what we thrive off of.